you know. So when I fell out and closed my eyes, I was in darkness, and I can tell I was looking up. I was looking up, and I saw it looked like somebody had a flashlight or something, like way in the distance. And then, man, all of a sudden, it's like you've been in the dark for a month, all dark, and somebody stick a flashlight right in your face and turn it on. That's how powerful that light was. I mean, it was, and I knew I had hands because I tried to cover my face because of the light. And then within I guess a blink or so, I was inside the light, and I'm sitting there floating, and I'm looking around, and I was inside the light, and I would look up and down, left and right, and I was just in the light, and I'm like, okay. And then after a few minutes, the front of it start breaking apart like a fog. It was like a fog starting to lift, you know. And when it did, I start coming out of the light. And when I came out the light, it was like it was like a glove or something. It's like it grabbed me, and all I felt was forgiveness. I felt peace and all love. And it grabbed me so much, it's like you want to take a deep breath because it's so powerful. That's nothing that even can explain how I felt when I came out that light. And I was so wrapped up in that. I was so wrapped up, man. It was unexplainable. And then I never thought nothing about my family or earth or anything to do with anything there. Any problem I ever had was left with my body or whatever. I brought nothing with me, and I was free. You can almost feel the breeze going through your whole body, you know? And when it started clearing up, I was way above these pine trees. And I started floating toward the pine trees, and I started coming down alongside of them, and I was looking at the needles, and these pine needles were so green. This tree was so beautiful. And I was just staring at the tree. I never even realized I was floating, you know, and I was steady drifting down. I got all the way down till I could see the base of the tree where it goes into the ground. And then I floated backwards. And these trees, I guess, was elevated, and there was a drop off. So when I floated backwards, you know, my eyes are being controlled, I guess. And I would look down. And when I looked down, there was this garden. And these flower heads were huge flower heads. And the colors of this garden, the white, the reds, the green, it was these huge flowers. And they all had this color. When I looked at them, I'm like, oh my gosh, how I was entranced. I mean, I was locked in on these flowers. They were so beautiful, and they were so many, and they were huge. And and also to my left, I could see it over my shoulder, the rays from the white light that brought me there. I could see the rays from the light, you know, I didn't look that way, but I knew it was there because I could see the white rays coming off of it. Man, that light was so powerful, man. It was powerful. And and so I'm floating to the right. I'm floating to the right. And I'm just looking down at all these flowers. This garden was it was entrancing. It was like the flowers were alive. It was like everything there was alive, you know. And then my eyes shifted up, and I'm not sure if I was taken up really high, because I'll tell you why here in a second. So I'm looking across this beautiful blue sky, and there was no sun. There was none of that. And I could see like five white dots, and they were light, five white lights, like a star, but not yellow. They were white. And so, okay, I say, so I'm looking at this now. And they started getting bigger. So I say, well, either I'm going to them or they're coming to me. And so they're getting bigger. And the closer they got, the more smaller lights start popping up. They just lights just start in their own way, in their own self, just start popping up. Lights just getting with the bigger lights that were coming. They all and by the time they got to me, all these lights started forming together, and I could see a head being formed. All these lights just joining together, and I could see a head, like something is being born or something. Then I could see the shoulders start coming out, and all this was light. All the lights just joining together, and then there he was. Oh my God! And he was there. He was like he was just everything formed, and he's standing there. We're floating, and his I could tell he was holding his hands because you could see the arms go out, and cut in at the elbow, and but you couldn't see nothing. It was the straight silhouette of a light man. You could tell, I guess he had a robe because I couldn't see no legs like if he had pants on. And then and also his head. There were like waves of lights, a part of his head, and at the very top, and they were waving. They were waving, and then he started floating. He went up above me, and then he dropped below me. Because when he dropped below me, I didn't see the trees or nothing no more. Because he dropped way below me, and you could see his head turning. Like he was doing this, and when he go above me, I could see it. He never stopped looking at me, and he did that for a while, and then he came right in front of my face. I could have reached out and touched him, and then he took off. He took off to the right, and Jeff, he left so fast. He left traces of himself. They were disappearing slowly, one by one, as he left, because he just took off like in the blink of an eye. He was gone, but I know which way he went because the traces were there and they were disappearing. And that's when I woke up on the floor. And that's when I asked the medic, what was she doing?